Gonna do some cleanup here for the Minnesota Vikings heading into 2023, but first, reviewing what went well in 22. So Justin Jefferson, Brian O'Neill, Christian Darrisaw, although those are products of Rick Spielman, okay, fine. The TJ Hawkinson trade, signing Duke Shelley, credit to Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, and hey, you won 13 games. We're going to give that one to Kevin O'Connell. But personnel-wise, heading into 23, you need a whole new defense, including a new defensive coordinator, gut out the interior offensive line from left guard to right guard, the whole lot of them. Although a return of Austin Schlottman at center, I'd be all in on. A true number 2 wide receiver, a running back by committee consisting of running backs on rookie deals. Quarterback, unless he agrees to a trade, he's here. Nothing you can do about it. Although, you should still draft a quarterback. We talked about that in yesterday's video. But that's personnel, clean up and replace. Going further than that, though, front office and coaching, GM decision making, it's very simple. We need a 180 turnaround on draft performance this year compared to last year. So the 2022 draft class in review, trading down in the first round with Detroit, said at the time, that's dumb. Not because of the player that you selected at 32, Lewis Cine, but you gave up picks 12 and 46 for 32, 34, 66. Had you kept 46, fine, but Kwesi fumbled the bag there. It was a terrible trade. And you remember the analytics rebuttal, well, actually, if you look at the data and the spreadsheets and the parallelograms, by golly, the Vikings actually won that trade. It's stuff like that why I can't take analytics seriously. Oh, this pen right here, it's not a pen because the analytics says this is a new car. It was an awful trade. Now, we'll see next season after Lewis Cine recovering from a broken tibia, fibia, and dislocated ankle. We'll see what he looks like in 2023. But the cleanup item here for Kwesi is get a better grasp of value. It's certainly expected that you'll trade down in this upcoming draft, so don't get robbed again in another draft day trade. As far as the rookie class itself, Lewis Cine, the jury's still out. Andrew Booth Jr. had a rough go of it before he got hurt. 85% completion rate allowed, 0 pass breakups. Ed Ingram might be the worst guard in the league. Brian Asamoah, that was a great pick. I thought he flashed well. Quality starter next year for sure. Caleb Evans, not bad before he got hurt. And after that, you're talking about your 5th round picks and beyond. So for your 2022 draft class, the only players that you can feel good about is Brian Asamoah, your 3rd round pick, who barely played because of the logjam in the depth chart with Jordan Hicks and Eric Kendricks, and your 4th round picks are Caleb Evans. And even with Cine, before he got hurt, he played just 2 defensive snaps compared to 34 special team snaps. This is your 1st round pick. So for Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, not just sharpen up the draft day trading, but actually draft better players. You got nothing out of your first rookie class. Now, as far as coaching is concerned, offensively speaking, Kevin O'Connell, defensively, blow it all up, including the defensive coordinator. But specifically, play calling. After the scripted drive where Kevin O'Connell is excellent, he then blanks out. So, first quarter scoring, the Minnesota Vikings, 10th best in the league. Second quarter, drops to 18th. Third quarter, drops again to 22nd. Then in the fourth quarter, number 1 in scoring. Literally, just saw these stats today, but not a surprise because if you've been paying attention, especially the difference in play calling at the start and the end of the games versus in the middle, it's like, well, yeah, these stats make sense. No interior offensive line, but we'll call inside screen plays. No interior offensive line, but we're going to do trick plays that requires time to develop. No interior offensive line, but let's run it up the gut. You didn't see those types of plays in the first quarter where you're relaxed or in the fourth quarter where you're forced to be aggressive and go for broke. 10th, 18th, 22nd, 1st, that's insane. Tighten up the play calling, be more consistent in that department, and if you do that, you'll go from what you were in 22, the 7th ranked offense, to what I would argue, worst case, should be the 4th ranked offense. And also, KOC, take back control of your team. Ed Donatel and this defense was a disaster. You're better off putting 0 Vikings defensive players out there and taking your chances with opposing offenses tripping over themselves or maybe the receivers dropping passes against a field of cones. 17 games in this season, not an ounce of improvement defensively, and you, the head coach, allowed it to happen. This defense, second worst in the league, third worst scoring defense, ninth highest completion percentage allowed. We can dunk on Ed Donatel all we want to, but this is also a product of the head coach. He should have been fired mid-season, the defensive coordinator. And not only did you approve of him for the whole year, the wild card game, he's still here right now, totally not fired. What's there to think about? KOC, I think he's great at relationship management, but the passivity and play calling, along with refusing to hold your coaching staff accountable. It don't matter what you say at the press conferences. Oh, we're looking to get better. We're communicating with each other each and every day, always looking for ways to improve. I mean, it sounds nice, but all you're doing is filling air with words. As a head coach, you must also take action, but I'm going to chalk this up to first-year problems. You did go 13-4 after all. Let's go ahead and praise him for that. But learn from your mistakes so that they don't happen again. Now, if we see the same things happening in 2023, then all right, man, we might have some issues here.